If your computer is doing any of these signs, it could fail without warning. And most people ignore these signs until it's too late. What's up, everyone? I'm Quartz with AZ Tech Doctors, your local technology doctors here in Arizona. Today I'm going to break down 5 signs your computer is about to fail and what you can do before it costs you a ton of money and it's too late and you end up losing all of your data. Slow boot times is one of the number one things that basically tell you that your computer is about to fail eventually. When it takes 2 to 3 minutes for your computer to boot up, usually that's a red flag that it may be time to get your computer looked at to see why is it going so slow. Usually when it goes slow, that means that the hard drive is pushing more, or you might have some operating system issues going on, which is the reason why it's going slow. In this case, usually it's the hard drive or the SSD that's in your computer is starting to fail. Usually if you catch it a little early, we are able to retrieve that data, back it up, and then we are able to replace those failing components in that computer, and then put all your data back onto your computer. Random freezing and crashing is another thing. You may see me looking down because I'm looking at my notes, but random freezing and crashing is another thing. If you're using your computer and your computer that's randomly blue screens on you, or just completely that's shut down without you even trying to, that means that it's probably time for you to bring your computer in and get it looked at by a professional, because that means that you may have issues with the maybe a motherboard issue, hard drive issue, RAM issue. It could be a ton of different issues that's going on with your computer at that point if it's just randomly crashing. Or if it's overheating, it could be a bad fan, or the charger may just be bad. It could be the basic things too. But again, if it's randomly freezing or crashing, it may be time for you to bring your computer to a professional, have them look at it, and give you that professional opinion on what needs to be done to get your computer back up and working the correct way. Loud fan or overheating. A lot of people tend to catch this very fast, just because you could tell the performance is all the way off, or that fan noise is just way too loud, and some people just get irritated by the fan noise. If you're starting to hear your fan working harder and you're starting to hear it loudly, or even some fans tend to make clicking sounds, which means that the motor in the fan is going bad, which means that we need to replace the fan inside of the computer or the laptop. These components in your computer is pretty essential for your computer to run. If you have a dying fan, if the fan not working anymore, your computer could overheat, which could cause other issues on it inside of the computer to start failing, or the components inside of your computer to fail. And it also build up dust, because that fan can't blow out anything. It's because it's broken. So that issue is really more common in laptops than desktops. Desktops really, they sometimes have fan issues, but you could definitely hear it, because usually those will make a lot of like loud noises, like humming noises or ticking noises. Number 4, the fourth thing is programs that's randomly closing. So let's say, for instance, if you use a Microsoft Word and you are typing a paper, and Microsoft Word just randomly, unexpectedly stop working. It pops up an error asking you to close out, and it stopped working. At that point, you want to get that looked at, because that could be an operating system issue. Your operating system can be corrupted. And if that's the case, we want to get that data while we can before the data get corrupted on the computer as well. And usually a lot of people try to go around it and just keep trying to use the computer until it's just not working no more. And that's when you start losing all of your data, because the more that we go through and try to keep using the computer while things are just randomly closing out, the worse the problem could get. And usually that's the sign of a failing drive as well. If those applications just randomly stop working, or don't open, or take forever to open, or just randomly closes, that's usually a sign of the operating system. which usually if the operating system is corrupted, more than likely it's a hardware issue that's with that issue as well, from what I've seen over the years. If you get a blue screen or an error message, a lot of people see the blue screen and it's a blue screen of death, what people call it most of the time. But usually on that blue screen, it gives you an error saying that your computer unexpectedly stopped working, and it gives you an error code at the bottom. The error code is essential because then we can look it up and see what that code is for, and it basically tells us what's the issue, why the computer stopped working, and what we need to possibly fix in order to get the computer to work properly. But that's usually the last warning with the blue screen, and a lot of people call it the blue screen of death, BYOD. But that's usually the last message or the last warning that people get on their computer, which is telling you that it's time your computer needs to go to a shop so we can get that fixed, because it's not going to hold up no much longer. The biggest mistake that people make is waiting till the last minute to get their computer fixed. If you're experiencing any of those issues, you might want to get to a professional. It don't have to be AZ Tech Doctors. It could be any other computer professional that's you're close with, or that you know that can do really good work. But you want to get that to a professional so they can back up the data as soon as possible. You don't want to start like forced reboots. So if your computer just freeze, just probably just take it in. You can hold down that power button for 10 seconds. I would say you could do that once or twice, but I wouldn't say keep doing it because it could damage your computer. You want to get that diagnosis done early by a professional, but you definitely want to get your computer in, get it looked at. If you have any of those issues, that's definitely the sign that your computer is probably about to start failing. So remember, slow boot times. The computer is taking forever to boot up, taking forever to open programs, that's taking forever in general, it's just sluggish. Randomly freezing or crashes, that's number 2. Loud fan noises or overheating, that's number 3. Number 4 is programs randomly closing out while you're using them. And I know everybody hates when their programs close out when you're in the middle of something. And it's always when you're in the middle of something that's very important that's due probably the next day. That tends to happen a lot. And then the last one is number 5 is blue screen or error message. Blue screen is usually the time where you really need to just bring that in, have somebody to look at it, and give you that professional opinion on what needs to be done. All right, thank y'all for watching this video. AZ Tech Doctors, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you need any IT work done, you can always send in your computer. You could shoot us over a message. We could remote in. We could do a computer cleanup or anything remotely if you need us to, depending on how bad the situation is. But please make sure you get your computer to a professional if you are having these issues. Just because you don't want to prolong it, then you end up risking losing all your documents, pictures, just data in general. We get a lot of customers in that need help recovering data with pictures because they waited to the last minute to get these problems resolved. So always have a backup as well, which is going to be in another video that we're going to be making about what's the best backups and how many backups you should have. So be on the lookout for that. Please subscribe to this channel. Please turn on the post notifications. All right, y'all have a good day.